I have 4 cases before me, and several of the petitioners or witnesses are online. So I'm going to ask the people who want to make a presentation or make a statement in this case, please raise your hand and be sworn in, please. Let's have you sworn in too, Miss.
Yeah, Mary Schuneman. Oh, just raise my hand.
Yeah, well, take a seat first.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony and evidence you're about to give at this time shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
You people indicate the same?
We do. I do.
Yes,
Okay.
we do.
When you, we're gonna put you in the waiting room with the exception of the Dubner case. And when you testify in your respective cases, one of us, either I will have to acknowledge that I noted that you were sworn in, or you'll have to begin by saying you were sworn in before the hearing commenced, okay? So let's put you folks in the waiting room. This first case should go pretty quickly because it's a rehearing of the case.
And I did have someone just join last minute. Frankie G, which case are you here for?
Gee, I'm not sure because I don't recognize the folks there. So this is for the pavilion on. I have to. They gave me a.
All right, just put them in the waiting room.
Yeah, I put it. Yeah, thank you.
This is case Z 25033. It's a request for variation to increase the height of a fence in the front yard from 6 feet 4 inches to not more. I'm sorry, from 4 feet 6 inches to not more than 6 feet. And a second variation to increase the opacity of a fence in the front yard from 50% open to 100% closed. The matter was republished in the Daily Herald on July 1, 2025. And I'm adopting all of the exhibits from the old hearing. I'll indicate that the matter was heard before there was a procedural error that related to notice not having been received by some neighbors. I believe you're one of the neighbors. Okay, as I said, I'm inclined to adopt the record in the old hearing. Do you object if I just adopt the record and then take your statement? All right, Mr. or Ms. Dubner, are you satisfied that I adopt the record and then you can add any supplemental information you like after this neighbor speaks?
Yes.
Okay, great. Then I'll call on you, Miss. I'll note that you were signed in. So could you begin by telling us your name and address?
Yeah, my name is Mary Schuneman. And I live at 0N126 Elmwood Street in Winfield.
How close is that to this property?
I'm across the street. And there's a house and then I'm the next house, but I'm the first house that faces Elmwood in the second block, so.
And I know you're generally familiar with this case, so
Yes.
what is you want to make a statement about the case?
Well, I certainly don't object. I think that I'm also a dog trainer and I think they're probably doing it for their animal. And I think that's a really good, responsible thing to do. I've met the dog, super friendly, but I don't have any problem because they're doing something to keep the dog inside an area.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. and Mrs. Dubner, do you have any further comment, or I'm prepared to close the case and set you for a recommendation?
Sure. Just thank you, Mary, for your support. And we have met. So I know we've already spoken and shared our case. So I don't know that we have anything to add. We're prepared to share anything again. But I don't have anything to add, Thomas.
Nope. Thanks, Mary. Good to see you here. Thanks for supporting us.
All right, as I believe I told you last time, my intention is to approve your case, but we now have a new schedule, so this will be delayed a few weeks, because it has to go through the process once again. The next recommendation meeting is August 20th. At that time, I will announce my recommendation in this case, and then it goes to the County Development Committee and finally the full county board, probably early September. We don't have those dates yet. So unfortunately, I had hoped that this would be concluded, but by now, and you could start your project, but now you have to wait till like sometime in mid to late September, okay?
Understood.
All right, great. Thank you very much. We'll close the hearing. I will call 25038, the Jin Sadi Investments LLC petition. This is a request for variation to allow an 8-foot privacy fence within the 40-yard set, 40-foot front yard setback. Secondly, a variation to allow an 8-foot privacy fence within the 30-foot corner side yard setback. The matter was published in the Daily Herald on July 1, 2025. I have no substantive comments from any of the authorities to whom we have circulated the petition, with the exception of the Stormwater Department that indicates that there are some deep channel issues, and advises the petitioner that they need to be in touch. If this matter proceeds, the petitioner needs to be in touch with the Stormwater Department, presumably through the building department process. Then I have a survey, which is the 7/16/2025 survey of the property as exhibit number 1 in the case. And then a fairly busy site plan, which is exhibit number 2 in the property. And the new fence is delineated in red on that site plan. Oh, and it's in several sections of the property. So I'll wait for, I don't think we need to go off the record because the petitioner should walk in at any moment.
Yeah, feel free to take a seat around.
Hey, Frankie.
Invasion of the outer world.
We're on the record in this case already, folks.
Okay.
We're recording.
Okay.
Have a seat. My name is Bob Carthel. I'm the zoning hearing officer. I've read the preliminaries into the record and read the request. Who's representing the petitioner? Paul. And what's your name, sir? Paul. Are you, who are you?
We are owners of Soda World. Jin Sadi Investments is my father and my mother.
Okay, and are you familiar with the zoning process?
No.
But you're representing the petitioner.
Yes.
Well, okay, go right ahead. I've read the preliminaries. There are 2 exhibits that are in the record. Let's have everyone that's going to testify in this case, raise your hand and be sworn in, please.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony and evidence you're about to give at this time shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Now, you 3 are not going to speak. Okay,
Bring if you want.
I mean, if you ask me a question, I'll be like,
no, I'm not going to ask any questions. I asked you a question whether you wanted to speak, and if so, be sworn in. All right, sir, go ahead and make your case.
Yeah, so, we are looking for a variant on the zoning for the fence. We, have a property, Solder World. And we are getting, neighborhood kids that are entering our property, and, causing some havoc. We've had to kick them out several times. And, that's one of the reasons that we want to put up a permanent fence around our property. And the other reason is sound control. Some of our neighbors were talking about the sound being an issue. And so we believe that adding the fence, more solid fence would help us with the deterrent of sound as well.
So it's sound emanating from your property?
Yeah, just people in the back,
I got it.
So there's a number of reasons, safety of our guests as well. And also to the sidewalk along Nielsen Lane, we wanted to move the fence closer to the sidewalk. And then also add lighting potentially so that the sidewalk can be lit at night. So that we can, our guests and then even their neighbors can actually.
Okay,
walk safely.
I'm not ruling on anything related to the location of the fence or the sidewalk or lighting. All I can consider is what you published for, and that is the height of the fence.
Okay,
So is there a fence on the property now?
there is on portions of it, but not the entire property. We're asking to put it around the entire property.
And the fence will run along Nielsen from the corner of your property, which appears to be the western corner, to, I guess, this parking lot.
Yes.
And then in the interior of the parking lot,
Mhm.
proceeding south,
Yes,
there's the north. And then,
building.
on the south property line, the fence would go from eastern corner proceeding north. Some short distance, I won't scale it, but then it also proceeds west again, right?
Mhm.
And what will those fences be made of?
We're looking at vendors now. We want to make it more of a solid fence. Currently, on the back side of the property, there is the I wouldn't know what you would explain it as, but the fence that has gaps in between them. So we wanted to put up a more solid wood fence.
Yeah, some sort of a slat fence.
Yeah, slash front, yeah. And so we're looking to do more of a solid fence so that sound and even critters and people can't get through it.
Why do I have these
That was just an-
pictures on the site
It
plan?
was just an example of what the fence could potentially look like if we wanted to, add lighting. And we want to make it look nice. We want to make it look a nice fence for the neighborhood as well. So, I use that as an example to just show kind of like what our intention is.
Okay, so you have this privacy issues and trespassing issues that will be resolved by this proposed fence.
Yes.
And there's some sound emanating from the property that you want to resolve.
Yes.
What's the general use of the property?
It's a garden, for a community garden, so we have, our members or people that come, when they come get a treatment, like a massage or anything like that, they can go walk the gardens, for meditation, and, so we have a labyrinth out there in the back, and sometimes we have events, out there that, music or such that the neighbors are asking that we can, obviously, the fence would be, helpful in that regard.
Okay, how about this gentleman that's
This is Frankie, he's our general contractor. He's on the call. I invited him to come just in case we
All right,
needed some.
Yeah, I'm just here to listen in.
okay. Well, all right, I think I have everything I need to make a decision on the height of the fence in the area depicted on the site plan. But once again, I want to say, this is only related to the height. It's not related to some variation as to the location or setback of the fence or.
I believe
Special-
we asked if we could move it closer to the sidewalk, property line.
Yeah.
Up to 3 inches. We were told that the zoning allows us to go up to 3 inches away from
Within
the,
40, within the 40-foot front setback.
Yeah. Within
yes,
corners.
yeah,
Okay, but it's gonna, what I'm saying is, I don't know what your situation is with the sidewalk that you were talking about, but I don't wanna deal with that. I'm gonna approve what's depicted on this site plan.
Okay.
Precisely what's depicted on the site plan.
Okay.
Okay,
and the location of the fence as well.
right where it's
Yeah.
depicted on the site plan.
Okay.
The height and in this location that I
Yeah.
tried to describe orally.
What would be the maximum height we could actually build? Because, obviously the higher it is, the more sound proofing would be
8 feet,
8 feet. Okay,
that's what you requested?
yes,
So, that's what
that's it. Okay, that would be, okay.
okay? But be careful of lighting and all of that other stuff unless you get some, have that checked out.
Can you explain that?
Well, I don't know what the rules are as to what you're gonna do with lighting on the fence.
Okay.
And you've indicated, well, we might wanna do something with lighting. So you were a little uncertain, I'm uncertain.
Yeah,
And I'm just telling you, I'm not, this ruling will not relate in any way to lighting, which may or may not be
an issue.
useful,
Okay,
okay?
so would we check with that on?
The building department.
Oh, okay,
Okay, nothing else?
okay,
Okay, I'll close the hearing and you'll get a decision, at the recommendation meeting on August 16th, 20th? August 20th at 3 PM, it'll be a meeting like this.
Yeah.
Okay,
would there be another, sent out, another letter sent out?
no,
Can write that down then. August.
I mean, you can be in touch with the staff to
Okay.
stay tuned. All right, great, thank you very much.
Thank
Order case, and so I'll call 25039, the Porter petition. This is a request for variation to reduce the interior side setback for a new shed from required 10 feet to approximately 3 feet. Property is about 3/4 of an acre serviced by well and septic. Matter was published in the Daily Herald on July 1, and I have no comments or objections or approvals from any of the authorities to whom we've circulated the petition. I have a survey which I'll introduce as petitioner's exhibit number 1. And looks like it looks like the survey is 25 years old. And then I have a portion of the survey which is presumably being offered as the site plan on which the shed is highlighted. Ms. Porter, I'll note that you were sworn in before the hearing.
I've been sworn in.
Yeah, okay, so would you want to tell me your request and reasons to validate your request for a variation for the shed?
Sure. We're on a 0.7 of acre and our lot either is on a slope or we're also on a runoff lot. So we're at the end of a cul-de-sac and all the, more than half of our lot ends up underwater when it rains. So we've got very little area to build a shed. And so we're just asking that we have the regular variance of 3 feet as opposed to 10 because we don't have a lot of room to put a shed. And making it the 10 feet from the 10 feet puts it really close to our house.
Does it flood right in the area near the shed?
Well, it floods in a large part of our yard on the side of our yard, so we couldn't put a shed there. It just eliminates the possibilities of all areas to put a shed. That or we'd be putting a shed on a slope. It's uneven. It's either got water or it's uneven. So those are our options, except for the place that we are trying to put it.
Yeah, what is the, how severe is the slope?
I mean,
What would you say the elevation difference is?
you know, I can't make that judgment. I don't know. It's all the water runs down in that from the street down into our yard. I can tell you that much. We do have some French drains down there to collect the water. It's that bad, and that still doesn't do it.
Are you gonna do a cement slab?
Where we want to put it, yes, we'd like to do a cement slab.
Will you have, and what are you gonna store in the shed?
We're gonna put a riding lawnmower, a snow blower, a push lawnmower, 2 bikes, and
Household and garden materials?
that's it.
All right, I think you've persuaded me. At first I was really suspicious about this because you have such a big yard. But if you have drainage problems in your yard, there's no sense building a shed in an area that is given to flooding. So I think I have enough to understand your case, and my inclination is now slightly different, and I intend to suggest approval of your case. So, well done. Good arguments.
Thank you.
Do you have anything else that you want to add?
No, that's it. It's just that we battle the water so much on one side, and we've got the slope. We just don't have any options. So that's why we're asking.
Yeah. My brother's going through the same thing in Oak Brook right now, and maybe that's why I'm especially sympathetic.
Well, when we've come to the county, they call it a runoff lot.
Oh.
They've called it a runoff lot. We didn't know that when we bought it, but I mean, that's what it is. But anyways.
Okay, well, unfortunately, the next recommendation meeting does not occur until August 20th.
Okay.
And that means that final approvals will occur sometime in early September.
All right.
By final approvals, I mean the development committee and the full county board. Okay?
Okay, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good luck
Have a
with
good
the
day.
project.
And thanks, ladies. I appreciate your time. Thanks, Jessica.
That there's no. I'm calling Z-25-041, the Hennig petition. This is a request for variation to reduce the interior side setback for a chicken coop from the required 25 feet to approximately 3 feet. This is a 1.07 acre lot. Matter was published in the Daily Herald on July 1. And so far, we've circulated the petition to various authorities, and I have an objection from the building department. Where are my exhibits? Let me read the exhibits into the record. I have a survey, which is dated 2020, so it's a 5-year-old survey. And then I have a site plan, which is a derivative of the survey, on which there is a sort of a penciled in chicken coop with not adequate dimensions. Can I ask, I think all of you were sworn in. I recognize that all of you were sworn in. Is that right?
Yes,
All right, who's presenting the case?
that would be me.
Mr. Ed Henning?
Yes,
All right, I know we have your spelling, but is it Hennig?
Yes. Hennig.
IG, and your address, sir?
17W178 87th Street, Willowbrook, Illinois, 60527.
Okay, go right ahead.
Okay, if I could just share a my screen to start with and show this is the DuPage County parcel map. This is our
Okay,
house that I have the
can't-
arrow on right here. Can you all see
All right,
this?
hold on, sir. I need to have hearing exhibits so
Oh,
that if
okay.
somebody comes here tomorrow to look at this record, they pull this file and they see all of the exhibits.
Oh, okay, I got you. So this needs to be sent to you?
You can email it, but I'll tell you, for you to, I can take notice of that map without making an exhibit. That's
Okay.
obviously the map.
That's fine.
So
I just
go ahead.
wanted to see that the lot directly to the west of us is DuPage County Forest Preserve, which the chicken coop is to the west side, closest to this. So just to show that it isn't, on somebody's lot that would be a nuisance or, that would, any of to meet the standards of variation. Do you want me to just keep on going?
Yeah,
Okay. To meet the standards of variation, the hardships that would be to meet the traditional zoning requirements would restrict the use of our backyard, the activities we do that, which is, family using the backyard as well as entertaining of guests and friends. And we feel as though the location of the chicken coop is less of a nuisance in that location to the neighbors to the north and to the east. Because there is no neighbor to the west. I mean, if it was me, I would prefer it, the chicken coop to be further away from, if it was on my neighbor's lot and I found it to be a nuisance, I'd want it further away. The several, in the granting the variation will not, like in the letter I got, it doesn't impair, light or air to adjacent properties or hazard of fire or diminishing anyone's land value, increasing traffic congestion. I mean, nothing on the list, in my opinion, but at least that's the way I understand it, if I'm not incorrect.
okay.
Okay, I think that's all I have.
How long has this shed been here?
Since before we lived here.
Okay, the shed is not before me, and I don't want to create a fuss, but you may have a violation with the shed, which appears to be on the lot line.
Yeah, when I came into the office, I brought it up and he told me during this hearing, I petitioned for a variation for that too, but it was rejected and they said I could only petition for the chicken coop. So I don't know if that's something I can still do.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a variation. It would be a conditional use, and it's highly likely that, well, I don't want to say what'll happen, but
Okay.
it's very common that old sheds, which have been built in the wrong spot, are given relief for some period of time, depending on the condition of the shed.
Okay.
Oh, I see. I'm being told that it's over the property line, so therefore it can't be permitted.
I mean, yeah, I
But
wasn't aware that it was over the
looks like
line.
you're already aware of this. Now, what about these two other gentlemen? Do you want to make, Mr. Webb, I'll take you first. You want to make a statement about this case? You must be on mute, sir. You're not coming through. Mr. Webb, can you hear me? Okay, well, we can't hear you.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
All right. Success. Yeah, I just wanted to state that I'm the neighbor across the street there at 10S021 Shield Drive, and the streets change, but really it's the same street. They just name it differently depending on where you are. So I'm literally right across the street. And I find that the chicken coop is not a nuisance at all. I think that it's been put together professionally. It looks nice. I don't hear anything over there. I don't smell anything over there. I mean, nothing. So, and I know there's a neighbor down the way that has a rooster, but it's not a big deal. You know, it really isn't. So
Okay. Thank you,
that's
sir.
my 2 cents.
The next gentleman,
Yeah, I'm Hiro Kiyokawa. I live on the east side of this property being discussed. So my take on this zoning law regarding the chicken coops is that the property owners who wish to keep chickens must care neighbors and minimize the risk of nuisance or annoyance at various levels. And that goes from the aesthetic issues and noises and smell, as the other gentleman mentioned, to the wild animals which might be attracted by the chickens, including fox and raccoon and coyote. And finally, the potential viral infection, so-called bird flu. The bird flu, especially given that the infection route from avian to human do exist. So that is the concern, and that's why many other municipalities remain to ban chicken keeping. Having said that, the current chicken coop in their property, within my view, from the patio. So there is a minimum or modest nuisance about the presence of chicken coop, but there is no smell, no noise that annoy us. So the only concern is wild animals and the bird flu potential.
okay, thank you,
But
sir.
given that the property line being discussed is facing the DuPage County, it's not the personal residence. So my opinion is, although it's not a good idea to loosen this setback rules for any reasons, in this particular case, if the rule applies to them, the chicken coop may approach to my side. So that's my special reason for not being objective to this petition.
All right, thank you, sir. Any concluding remarks by you, Mr. Hennig?
No, that's all.
Okay, we'll close the hearing and I'll consider this matter and render a recommendation on August 20 at 3 p.m. It'll be a Zoom meeting much like this. So thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you for your time.
Should I do that again?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh. Give me that thing. All right, the next item on the agenda is unfinished business. There's one item of unfinished business, which is Z 25037, the Keswick petition. That is a request for variation to reduce the interior side setback for a new detached garage from 9 feet to approximately 1¼ feet on a slab that has been effectively there for a considerable period of time, because this is a replacement for a damaged garage. My recommendation is to approve this petition, and that recommendation has been set forth in writing. I've reviewed the transcript of the document, and I have signed it and indicating my approval, and I will proceed to the County Development Committee with such approval. There's no new business on the agenda, and so I am prepared to adjourn the hearing.